Clean up on aisle 5. Clean up on aisle 5. Yes, my name's C. Todd, host here on the Professional Edge. That's the name of the show, Clean Up on Aisle 5. And what does that actually mean? Well, there's been a mess and we need to clean something up. But my real reason for talking about things this week is let's clean things up now before we have a mess on our hands. So we talked about income tax planning in session 1. Number 2, we talked about some income tax planning. And number 3, let's talk about some portfolio errors and issues which we look at. So being a registered investment advisor with estate management counselors, we offer all our listeners here on the Professional Edge a bundle. It is actually a combination of getting your estate plan done. You know, you had that New Year's resolution to get it done in 2024. We only have about 4 months left in 2024 to make that happen. There's number 1. Number 2, then we review your portfolio to make sure you're on track, to make sure you're not taking any unnecessary risks. And the Fed is more than likely to reduce rates going into the final quarter of 2024. What impact will that have on your portfolio? We'll analyze that for you, put that in writing on what we would recommend to do different for your portfolio. And the number 3rd thing that you get inside that bundle is going to be an income tax review and analysis that we put in writing to see if we can save you a couple $1,000s per year on your income taxes. Again, income tax planning is not done when you're sitting down with your tax return preparer filing your 2024 taxes in 2025. Your tax planning is done now. So again, visit EMC The Bundle. That is Echo Mary Charlie thebundle.com. And it is an extreme inflation buster deal. If you were to do all these things separately, it would be greater than $10,000 in cost. But as a listener here on the Professional Edge, you can definitely take advantage of that and get all of that for a flat fee price of $3,000. Yes, that is my incentive to get that done. And I also get bragging rights with my kids, which say, hey, Dad, you know what? You got your podcast, you got your radio show, but no one listens to you. I try and beg to differ, but help me out. Give me some bragging rights with my kids to say, hey, I did listen to your dad on the podcast, and I did go and get that emcthebundle.com. So clean up on aisle 5. Let's talk about some stock or investment ideas that we have here. So within your portfolio, you have some winners. Yes, it's very hard to sell those winners, but has that winning position within your stock portfolio become an over-concentrated position within your portfolio? Does it account more for the value of your portfolio than what it actually should? And that's where clean up on aisle 5. Now you're exposed to an even greater concentration risk on the value and sustainability of your portfolio. Yes, it's counterintuitive to sell a winner. Everyone wants to hold on to their winners, but it may make more financial sense and more financial planning to not be so emotional to something and go ahead and capture part of those winnings. Yes, we can offset those gains by capturing some tax losses because everyone can't pick winners. So we offset those two, and now we have a better, more diversified portfolio, so we do not have this concentrated risk within one stock within your portfolio. So that's a cleanup on aisle 5. Does one position which has become one of your concentrated winners actually account for a greater percentage within your portfolio than what it actually should for proper portfolio diversification? So again, that's cleanup on aisle 5 for is your portfolio properly diversified? Let's look at it. And to get an objective review of your portfolio, you can give us a call at 877-654-9798. That number again, 877-654-9798. Schedule the complimentary consultation. If you don't even want to challenge the traffic within Atlanta, we can easily set up a Teams meeting, review what you have, and then come back to you with our recommendations. So that's cleanup on aisle 5. What's the next one? Well, we're all thinking about retiring, or if you understand the numbers, there are 10,000 people, baby boomers, retiring each and every day, and that number is expected to continue for the next 10 years. Think about the pressure that that's going to put on social things that we need in place for them. Let's say assisted care, we have mobility issues. We're going to have this transformation from these McMansions down to ranch-style homes. The 70s ranch is going to come back into vogue because, people get older. They just don't want to deal with the stairs going up and down. Well, a lot of our seniors who are retiring they're not selling their homes because they may have that 3% locked-in mortgage. And we all know mortgage rates are in the 7-8% range right now. Hopefully the Fed, which everyone is anticipating, is going to drop interest rates, which is going to maybe spur some of this inventory supply chain issue that's going on within the housing industry. That will ease up and the price of housing will come down and more supply will come into the market, and the people will be like, okay, I'm all right with a 5% interest rate on a new mortgage. I'll give up my 3, sell my home, downsize, take some money off the table, and be allowed to invest that. So that's another thing that we need to look at is what's the strategic plan on your housing? So a lot of individuals, they get caught because they have to downsize at the wrong time. So when is the good time? Well, number one, the good time to downsize is when you're physically able to do the move. You would be surprised how many clients come in and they say, wow, I have got to downsize, but I am exhausted. I am 78 years of age and I should have done this 10 years earlier. Well, that's the cleanup on aisle 5. Now you're going to pay to have somebody do all the moving for you. You're going to have way too much stuff, and you've currently maintained that home for 10 plus years too long. Those are excess taxes that you paid, excess upkeep that you've had to pay. So what actually is the plan for transitioning from this large home to downsize potentially, to be able to take some of that equity off the table and add to your portfolio on your investment income? So again, to strategize before it becomes a cleanup on aisle 5, do give our office a call at 877-654-9798. That number again, 877-654-9798. So let's again look at your stock portfolio. Within that portfolio, can't really capture any capital losses to be able to use and offset your other active income if it's inside a qualified account being a 403b, 401k, IRA, Roth account, those things which have tax preferences, and we can't utilize those captured losses within the IRA. But you got to look at your IRA and reallocate that on a regular, consistent basis, not an emotional like, AI is not going to be what it is. This past week, the chip sector market is tanking. That's what they say. Well, I'm going to tell you, it's probably a buying opportunity. Now, you cannot treat that as investment counsel and advice because we don't have that relationship. But with the clients that I do, we look at that as an opportunity to buy and enter into the market because it's oversold. People are overreacting. I think there's going to be more chip use going into the future than what it's been in the past, for sure. And the more industrious these chips become, the more demand there's going to be for them. So that's where we look inside your IRA account and, hey, if you have some losers, let's sell the losers. And again, If we have some winners which have become too much within your portfolio, let's sell some of these winners and reposition part of that portfolio down to a different sector or a different class that you need to have exposure to have this properly diversified portfolio. It's amazing how people inside their 401k, they have the same allocation they had 7 years ago. And they come in, they bring their statements in. We have the consultation, which you can schedule by calling 1-877-654-9798. That number again, 877-654-9798. And we review their 401k, and they have not done anything to reallocate that portfolio in the past 7 years. And the simple question is why? And they say, I'm busy at work. I have kids. I happily married. I just don't have enough hours in the day to do that. And I thought it was just going to be okay. Well, I can tell you 7 years ago is completely different than what the market is today. So you have to actively manage your portfolio. And that's what we do at Estate Management Counselors. We're a fee-based registered investment advisor. So therefore, we have a fiduciary duty to our clients to act in their best interest at all times. So if that's a relationship that you want, we have nothing to sell except for counsel and advice, then do give our office a call at 877-654-9798. That number again, 877-654-9798. And be sure to take 2 seconds to go to emcthebundle.com. That is Echo Mary Charlie thebundle.com. It is an extreme value. It's an inflation buster. Trying to get people here on the Professional Edge to get their estate planning done, to get their financial planning done, and to plan their taxes, not react and report their taxes. So again, I appreciate your time for listening to The Professional Edge. My name's Sean Todd, tax attorney, CPA, and certified financial planner and adjunct professor at the University of Georgia. Go Dogs. We have more coming up here on The Professional Edge. Stay tuned.
With today's financial markets, are you getting the personal and professional attention you and your money deserve? Clients of estate management counselors benefit from having one set of professionals advise them on their tax, estate planning, and investment advice. We call that the Professional Edge. Sean Todd is a tax attorney, CPA, and certified financial planner. With over 15 years' experience, he welcomes the opportunity to assist you in preparing for retirement, implement effective tax planning strategies, and to help you properly plan your estate. His radio show, The Professional Edge, is aired weekly on Sundays at 9 a.m. If you're interested in meeting with Sean, call his office at 877-654-9798. That's 877-654-9798. Do you want to feel more confident about making the right investment, tax, and estate planning decisions? Today, these decisions are more complex than ever. Have you thought about working with a professional advisor and not sure who to turn to? Not sure what qualifies one to be an advisor? Sean Todd is more than qualified as a tax attorney, CPA, and certified financial planner. Sean is with Estate Management Counselors. Estate Management Counselors operates as an independent fee-only investment advisory firm. They're dedicated to gaining a personal understanding of their clients' objectives and implementing professional counsel and advice to achieve those objectives. So take a second to talk with Sean Todd to learn how you can benefit from their multidisciplinary practice where they coordinate their clients' legal, tax, and investment strategies into one comprehensive and integrated plan to enhance and protect their clients' financial security. You can reach Estate Management Counselors and speak with Sean Todd by calling 1-877-654-9798. That's 1-877-654-9798.